Do I need both? No. Am I gonna keep both? Most likely. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here though, my name is Hannah and I upload beauty videos every Monday and Friday. I would love it if you stuck around and subscribed. Also, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps me out. Since it is an eyeshadow collection and declutter video, we're just gonna go ahead and get into it. I was kind of thinking how I wanted to kind of divvy this up. I thought about maybe starting with like the ones that were gifts, but I think I'm going to start with the smallest eyeshadow palettes and work my way up to the largest eyeshadow palettes that I own. I know I did post a video like this last year, which I will link for you guys, but that seemed to go over really well with you, so I wanted to do an updated one. The first one that I'm going to mention is actually my smallest one, but I'm going to still classify it as an eyeshadow palette because it's a palette and there's eyeshadow in it. This is from the Balm. I don't use that as much anymore, but I get very attached. I'm going to put that in the thinking palette. I think I might be able to get rid of that one. And by get rid of that one, I'm going to see if, you know, my friends or somebody that I know wants to use that. The next one I have is very beautiful, very, very beautiful, and I will not be getting rid of it. Excuse the foundation smudges on the front. That just means that it's loved, right? Right? I mean, it still looks messy, but this is from Natasha Denona. I got this on sale because Natasha Denona is an expensive brand. Normally this retails for $25, which isn't that bad, but it's only 5 small eyeshadows, and I don't know, personally, at least at this time, I would have a hard time paying $25 for 5 kind of smaller eyeshadows. I got this on sale for 50% off for $12.50, and I do really like it, especially this blue one right here. Why did I take away my makeup wipes? Why did I do that? But this one is a fun one because it's a duochrome, but it's different than, it's actually more indigo than duochrome, because I have an eyeshadow that I love in this palette that is kind of similar. It's almost a matte, but there is also glitter in it. It's a very, very fine glitter, very interesting shade. And this color is actually a little bit different. It swatches to me a little bit different than in the pan. Maybe not, maybe that does look really similar to how it is in the pan. But anyway, yeah, I love this palette. I don't use it too much because it is kind of more geared for a specified look, but I do really, really love that eyeshadow palette and I will definitely be keeping it. The next one is this one, and I'm not going to open it up. I mean, I could, but I actually use this one in my makeup course that I will link for you guys in the description box down below if you want to be notified whenever that goes up. It is almost ready to launch, but the first link in the description box will direct you to my free course, my free beginner beauty course, where I share with you guys the benefits of moisturizer and primer. It will also sign you up for my emails, which are weekly emails, encouraging you and kind of giving you information on makeup related items. So if you're interested in that, it'll be the first link in the description box down below, and that is the reason why I bought that palette, because Morphe is an affordable brand. I do love higher end makeup, but as you will kind of notice and see a theme, most of my eyeshadow palettes are kind of higher end, so I wanted to use a more affordable option for you guys. That is why I got that Morphe one. The next one was a gift to me from a friend. This is the Dream Street palette. I don't use this as much anymore either, but I do still want to keep it. It is very beautiful. I love how these colors blend, and ColourPop is also another affordable brand. Highly recommend that eyeshadow palette. Next up, I have one that I used in today's look. I just used the first 2 colors right here. This is from Dose of Colors. This is the Marvelous Mauves palette. If you can't see a theme, I'm kind of into this color, into this shade, into this palette color family. That's what I'm looking for, color family. I think it's really, really pretty, and I actually got this in a BoxyCharm, and I am glad because I feel like I wouldn't buy this normally, but it does give me a good option. So, and I do really like purple and mauve, that kind of tone, so I'm really thankful to have that. The next one is, I think I'm going to part ways with this one. This is an Urban Decay one. It hurts me, but I just do not use it. I kind of regret buying this. The color that really sucked me in was this color Golden Hour, but then I swatched it and it's really pretty, but then I know that I just don't use it. Like, I don't use this. But then also, here's my thinking. I already have it, and it's a smaller palette, so it doesn't take up like that much room. But that's literally the only, well, maybe this color right here if I needed like an eyebrow highlight or something like that. Those are basically the only two colors that I would use from this palette. I think I'm going to keep it, but I just feel like I won't use it. I don't know. I get attached to my things that I own. Moving on, I don't want to show you on this one too much because unfortunately it's shattered. It's kind of hard to open too. Yeah, this was I'm not even gonna open it because I don't want to make a mess in here. This was a limited edition palette. I'm pretty sure it's sold out. If not, you know, maybe check on the Tarte website or something like that. This is the Love, Trust, and Fairy Dust palette. I love this because it has a very unique duochrome pink and orange shift color in here that I do love, but unfortunately a couple of the eyeshadows have shattered because it's fallen. Next up, I have a gift from another friend. I bought this one myself, but I literally thought about this for like 2 months. The next one is a gift from a friend, and the reason I like this is because it makes me think of her, obviously, whenever I use it. And it is a cool tone palette. Personally, I use more warm tones, but it's good to have a cool tone option. So that kind of covers that base. Now we are moving into the more medium size, and next up is going to be my favorite eyeshadow palette at the moment. It's been my favorite eyeshadow palette for a very long time. If you're excited to see that, obviously make sure you keep on watching. But before we get into that, if you're liking this video, please give it a thumbs up. It really, really does help me out. I would greatly appreciate it personally. Next up, if you guessed the Dose of Colors Friendcation palette, you guessed correctly. As far as I know, this is still on the site. I have noticed that it is a little bit less on the Ulta website, so I don't know, they might be discontinuing it after they sell out or something like that. I'm not 100% sure, but if you've been thinking about this, I would recommend picking it up before, you know, just in case it is discontinued. I love this. This was my favorite eyeshadow palette of 2019, and I know I've spoken about it in the favorites, but I just need to share with you again. I love it because you can create so many looks with this eyeshadow palette. The mattes blend beautifully, so you can get a really good neutral look, and then also you can get like a neutral look with a pop of color with these three. And then to me, this is a little bit of a different formula. It still is shimmery, but it's not so much glittery. Like this color, like for example, I'll show you, well, hopefully you can see it. There's literally glitter in it. One, which is like the star of the show to me. There's literally glitter in it. It might be too thick of a swatch for you to kind of see, but especially on the green, this is like a green and gold shift. It's so pretty. And as I mentioned, I'd recommend getting this in case it is discontinued, and it is a little bit cheaper than it used to be. It's in like the $33 range. It used to be $55, so it's even more affordable now. Next up, I think I'm going to pass on this one too, pass this along. I got this as a gift with purchase with another Makeup Revolution palette, but I just don't use it that much. As you can kind of see, if you're not seeing a theme, I do have, you know, a generous amount of eyeshadow palettes. I'm not saying my collection is huge, and I'm not saying my collection is small. I'm pleased with my collection, but I just don't reach for this that much, so I think I am going to pass this one on. Next up is another beautiful one. This was my favorite eyeshadow palette of 2018, I believe. This is the Naked Heat palette. I also love this color family, this kind of reddish burnt colors. Very, very, very pretty. I don't wear this one as much either, but I am obviously going to keep it. This was a Christmas present, and I'm very thankful for it. Next up, I have the original Naked palette that I still keep in this box. Please appreciate that, because the original packaging was kind of a velvet, and I'm glad I kept it in the box because I feel like I kept this looking nice. I very rarely use this, but especially since this was discontinued, I will be keeping it 100%. This was also one of, like, I feel like this was my first high-end eyeshadow palette. Before that, I was just using drugstore, which is also fine, but I don't know, it's just like also nostalgic. This was a Christmas present as well, I believe, and some of the shades I did definitely used a lot. It's a good neutral option. I know that Urban Decay has a similar palette to this since they did discontinue this specific one. If you're interested in something similar and didn't get a chance to pick up the original. Next up, I have a Mean Girls palette that I got from one of my friends as a Christmas present. I have a tutorial using this, very appreciative of this as well. That's also a nice little fun palette that I love having. Next up is another limited edition one. This is the I Want Candy palette from Too Faced. This was a limited edition a couple years ago. Once again, I don't use this palette that much either, But you know, I don't know, like I get attached to my things that I own, as I mentioned, and also if there is a more unique color or a color that really stands out to me, it's harder for me to get rid of that. And a color that stands out to me is this shade right here, Sweet Toffee, which is this orange shimmery color. And I know that I just showed the Urban Decay Naked Heat palette, but this is more of an orangey color and this is more of a reddish. Although there are shades that are kind of similar, but not as much of a dupe as I was want, and especially since this was limited edition and I already own it, I think I will keep this for a little bit longer as well. Although there's a color Sugar Plum in here that's very similar to the reason why I'm keeping that one Urban Decay color. But this one is a little bit more sparkly, a little lighter. Do I need both? No. Am I gonna keep both? Most likely. I have the Makeup Revolution, the Emily Noel collaboration. I've had this for a while. The lettering is kind of rubbed off. This is a very good affordable option. It's only $20, I believe, or around $20, and you get a wide color selection. I don't use this one as much, but it is still a good palette and I do still want to use it. There are obviously, it's not my favorite formula in the world, but also it is an affordable option. So I do kind of want to mention that, but there are, you know, obviously formulas that I like better, but it'd be more expensive. I don't know, just something that I want to mention. And this was a Christmas present this year. This is all shimmery or glittery shades from Urban Decay. Unfortunately, I did drop this. I'm a little clumsy, if you can't tell. I did drop this and a couple of the colors are completely gone. I'm upset about it. I'm upset. But I am glad that, especially this color to me right here, Mullet, is very unique. And I'm glad that that one was unharmed. Trying not to get eyeshadow on my shirt. So pretty, so pretty. And then definitely the color Dive, this gorgeous blue, and this is not a duochrome like my other blue sparkly ones are that I seem to really love. This is a much brighter blue that is right there. So pretty. I'm paranoid. I don't think I've gotten any eyeshadow on my shirt, but I'm really trying not to. But I'm a clumsy person, as you can tell by my eyeshadow palettes that are shattered. Yeah, really, really pretty color. I'm glad that that one was on. Oh, there's actually an orange. Wait, the color Starfire. Although, let's be honest, I'm still gonna keep that I Want Candy. Ooh, this is a lot more metallic. It is different than this one from the I Want Candy Too Faced collaboration. But yeah, this is a very, very pretty color. That is the color Starfire. And then, oh yeah, I was also very, very excited about this teal as well, which is Amp. It's, oh my goodness. I mean, are you serious right now? Like, are we, beautiful. Beautiful is all I'm gonna say, is beautiful. Oh, okay, excuse me. That was not the last palette. I was like, this is going by really fast, which it kind of is, but I also have 3 smaller ones back here. I have this one from Physicians Formula, which was a gift. I don't use this one as much either. I think I might see if my mom wants to use this or give this away to someone else. I am appreciative of it, but as you can see, I do have a lot of other eyeshadow palettes that I'm very thankful for, but I also don't want to keep something if I'm not going to use it anymore. The next one is this Smashbox color, this Smashbox palette rather. So for color families, I really love reddish kind of neutral colors, you know, as you can see from the Urban Decay one, the Naked Heat, and then I also like purple mauve kind of colors, as you can see. Well, actually this isn't as purpley, but there is this really, really, really pretty purple color. As you can see, this was a very well-loved palette. It's Smashbox. I can't get rid of this. I'm gonna at least hold on to it for a little bit longer. And then we have this one from Tarte that I'm pretty sure I said I was going to get rid of in the last one. So I'm definitely going to make that happen now, because this is another one of those palettes. Actually, the color Respect, this plum right here, is very, well, I mean, it's similar enough to this one right here, and I love this palette more, so I would keep that. Look, I am trying to, you know, get rid of this one. We only got rid of 4 small palettes, but we're at least decluttering a little bit. I really love eyeshadow palettes, eyeshadow in general. It's a very fun way for me to express myself through my makeup, and I love creating different looks. So that's also why I'm very thankful for all of the palettes that I have. And also, you might be watching this and thinking like, that's not that many palettes, which that's also totally fine. But I do, especially, I don't know, like I know that I've repeated myself a lot, but I definitely want to come across and just make sure that you know that I am thankful for all of the eyeshadow palettes that I own, all of the makeup that I own in general. If you liked this eyeshadow palette declutter and collection video, I think you'll also like this video right here. Appreciate my hand with all of my swatches that I now need to wash off. Once again, thank you for watching. I upload beauty videos every Monday and Friday, and I will see you in my next video.